Welcome to Sideshow Live! Woo! I can't clap in these. You guys, it is Halloween. Happy Halloween. You have survived Spooktacular. I mean, we still have like hours left, but you guys have survived like 7 days of spook and then some. So, oh my God, this is amazing. We have such an awesome show for you guys today. It is a Halloween edition. We have a special surprise at the end, so you're gonna want to stick around for that. But we have two very special guest co-hosts that will be coming on for specific segments. We have Jen Muro, who is a writer and an awesome friend of mine, and a mutant that you will see very soon. We also have mutant Jeff May, who's a comedian. We all came in theme, so we have like this awesome costume thing happening. You guys will see them in a second. Jeff is a comedian and, again, awesome person. So we will be featuring our Nosferatu fine art print. We have the Big Daddy and Little Sister 6-scale figure set from Bioshock. Yes, you guys all know I'm not a gamer, so I'll need some audience help with these. We have the Ghost Rider Blue version 6-scale figure, the Virgil figure from Devil May Cry, again, video game, needs some help. We have a feature on the Magneto maquette. We have a live Q&A with my guests at the end, and again, like I said, super special secret treat for those of you who stick around until the end. So, let's get this show on the road, guys. Let's get this started. So first up, as always, our featured collector. This week it is Greg Bain. I hope I said your name right, Greg. It's spelled non-traditionally. So Greg, let's see your collection.
Hold on 1 second.
Holding on 1 second for Greg's collection. I'm sure it's awesome. For those of you who don't know about our featured collector program, you can head on over to side.show/blog and click the Apply Now button. We love seeing what you guys collect, and it's awesome to see collections of all shapes and sizes. There's Greg's collection. Oh my gosh. Look at these Predator masks, man. Those are rad. Oh my gosh, wow. Wow. Very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing your collection with us, Greg. Again, head on over to side.show/blog and show off what you got. Like, all of you have amazing collections, I'm sure. Big, small, doesn't matter. We want to see it. So click the Apply Now button and show us your collection. We have a short video break, and when we come back, we have the Nosferatu art print with co-host Jeff May. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, we are at booth 1929 here at SDCC 2018. Let's see what the fans are thinking. Hey everyone, we are here with Lewis talking about the Darth Maul life-size bust. So what do you think?
I love everything about it. I know you guys do the artistic interpretation, so it looks like Maul. I like the cut and sew fabric, looks pretty spot on to the movie.
What do you all think of the new Vader premium format figure?
It's pretty damn cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, from the look of the base, look at that. A rebel gun on the floor and the helmet, I think that's back there. Yeah.
Destroying the whole room.
Yeah. And he's probably force choking someone with the other hand.
He definitely looks like he's just like messing everything up.
Yeah, it looks so awesome. I love it.
We caught you looking at Leia. What do you think?
I think she looks gorgeous. She looks exactly like Carrie Fisher. I think it definitely captures Leia's essence. She's about to get into something, and we're not sure what it is, but she's going to handle it.
So what drew you to the Jabba the Hutt figure in the first place?
Just the size of it and the accuracy of it.
It had a lot of cool details. Yeah, it just looked awesome.
So what do you think of Lando?
I think it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah. What do you like about him?
The whole thing, detailed.
So the moment that he revealed himself to be Lando in Jabba's palace, do you think this figure captures that moment accurately?
Especially, it's awesome.
Hi, we're talking to Chewbacca here about the Han Solo premium format figure. So Chewie, what do you think of this little statue of Han right here? Yeah, I kind of like him too. I think it looks a lot like him. Do you think that? He thinks that he's making a silly smirk, but Han totally does make a silly smirk. Okay, let the Wookiee win, we get it. Thank you so much for talking to us, Chewbacca. May the Force be with you. Welcome back to Sideshow Live, everyone. We're sitting here with co-host Jeff May, a.k.a. Wolverine.
What?
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 I'm your clone?
You are my clone.
Is that what they're saying? Or daughter?
Is it? It's one of those?
It's one
I don't
of
know.
those.
We don't look alike.
We don't look alike.
That's a weird thing.
But does X-23 really look like Wolverine?
It's funny
Like,
just
not really.
how much effort went into your costume and how much of I can pull this off went into mine. I have all these items. Items. I'll buy a garbage cigar at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not do that?
Why not do that?
Yeah.
You knew what my costume was, so we sort of coordinated. Though you just told me you would come in theme and then didn't tell me any more information.
Well, it was going to be a surprise,
It was a nice surprise. It was a lovely surprise.
But it's not like it was a surprise on camera. Like you saw me walk in.
I did.
Which is like kind of dumb on my part. So
right.
Like, the surprise
you should have
will
surprised me and walked on.
Yeah. But
right.
This is awesome. This is really,
it's
really
cool.
fun.
So
I love
welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to finally be here so I can steal more things.
Yes, it's true. Jeff does try to steal things every time he's here.
And it's hard. Really difficult things to steal.
Yeah.
Like that big angel statue that's like got a 3-foot wingspan. I'm going to get that out of here sometime.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
You guys are going to try to get me, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to get it.
You're with a bunch of superheroes today.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Just saying. So this is the Nosferatu art print that we have, and you are a fan of vampires, or at least very old vampires?
I mean, I'm a fan of historical. I love the Nosferatu character.
Yeah.
From a certain perspective, I think it's really great that he's become so popular and lasted so long for being like a blatant ripoff of Dracula. Like a literal, they were sued by the Stoker family, and because the movie was produced in 1922, and then it didn't get released in America until 1929 because of legal issues.
Wow, I did not know any of this information.
And that's so funny to me.
That's crazy.
That theNosferatu character, which is fascinating, by the way. Like, the character is really, really great. The movie is obviously a seminal classic. And I really, really love the Willem Dafoe.
I was going to say, are you going to do Shadow of the Vampire?
Shadow of the Vampire
I love
reference.
that movie so much.
But another thing that was interesting to me was that the actor's name is Max Schreck. And Tim Burton created Max Schreck for Batman Returns in what is, I would consider, the most insane choice of a character in the Batman universe.
That's true.
And so, like,
there's so many full circles about this character. He's almost living a vampiric life.
Yeah, he's just
as a character.
It's living forever.
In
just
various forms, sucking
the life out of the Stoker estate.
Oh my god. So are there any spooky stories about vampires, real or made up? Since you are a comedian, you can improv. That you'd like to tell us.
I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts,
yes.
So it's mostly witches that we would get, and
But I didn't ask about witches.
Ghosts. Yeah, we'd always get weird ghosts. Like this ghost died 400 years ago from coughing, and you're like, that's not a cool death.
No, it's not.
You know, all Massachusetts ghosts never have really cool deaths.
Wasn't the first vampire like the United States vampire like Mercy or something? She was from New England.
I mean, everything is usually from New England because it's like this is all we have is these 6 postage stamp sized states. I would say, yeah. I mean, with vampires, for me, the stuff that sticks with me has always been movies. Because here's the thing: is like as an adult, I'm not a huge fan of the horror genre. Because I'm a comedian, so I'm afraid of this stuff in my real life. Like, I'm afraid of my students.
Oh my god.
So vampires don't terrify me, but as a kid...
They're like, he's sucking my blood or whatever,
yeah.
I still have to pay off the government.
Yeah, it's like my blood is getting sucked, but blood is my bank account, and the vampires are Sally Mae. But that being said, I used to watch horror movies as a kid because I wasn't supposed to, and my parents couldn't keep an eye on me all the time.
Right.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to watch Fright Night 2 and definitely think about that scene where his stomach gets slit open for the rest of my life all the time. That will be me forever. Like, I still think about... So, like, vampires to me have always been things in movies, and then me thinking about it at midnight being like, hey, that was messed up, right?
Yeah.
It's more of me just sort of like replaying all the weird garbage that I saw on TV. I've never really been like afraid of the actual occult, but I'm really into like special effects occult is pretty neat, right?
So then what do you think about like What We Do in the Shadows? That has like a
it's-
Nosferatu character and it's a comedy.
The Peter character
Yeah.
in what We Do in the Shadows is probably one of my favorite comedies. of
Oh
all
yeah,
time.
it's brilliant.
It is absolutely fantastic. Jermaine Clement, Taika Waititi.
Oh my God.
Like, it's just so good.
So good.
And they have a series coming out,
Yes,
right? Which
they do.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
I'm really
Yeah.
into that as well. Yeah, I love that. And I loved that they brought the Peter character as the like 7,000-year-old
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
Lives
like
in a closet in the basement, like you do.
yeah, because they kept the Vlad Tepes character, the Vladislav, the Polka, you know. And it's funny because I used to, before I was a comedian, I taught world history.
Yes.
And I taught, like, I used to do like research papers, and boy, I got to tell you how many gosh darned Dracula research papers I've had to read. Do you know how boring it gets to read the same terribly written by 14-year-olds Dracula? And I'm like, well, I remember reading this Wikipedia entry 3 times this year already, so you plagiarized.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So vampires.
So vampires.
But also, this is so awesome looking.
Yeah, this is by artist Dan Colonna. It is done. It is an 18 by 22 fine art giclée print. It is custom frameworked right now, so you can get it framed or unframed on our website. It's
Is this
available.
your frame?
We do the custom framing for them.
That's a-
so yeah,
that's a
really
good frame.
awesome.
I like
It's a
that
really
frame.
good We try to match it to the piece of art in it.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good.
there you
It's a
go.
good. It looks like an old timey, weathered.
Yeah.
Like imagine in real life having that really awesome. Like
Well, I mean, I would instantly, if I saw this in someone's place, I would instantly think like, well, I'm gonna get bitten.
Yeah.
Right. I'm here for food.
great, a weird German is gonna take me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Like someone, like this person's a vampire. Didn't know it, but now I do.
I would say that the Nosferatu style of vampire is probably the best. I'm not a huge fan of like the sexy Dracula, because I always felt like the magnetism should be more like in your brain and not because like, hey, that guy's handsome. Like I
mean,
like the
but if he can do a glamour, does it really matter what he looks like?
well, I like the idea that that is the one that's ooh, he's sexy. It's like, is that guy? He looks like an old raisinette, all weathered in like a yogurt covered raisin or something.
Yeah.
Like
Mixed with the bat.
yeah, but I never really got those like really like kind of flashy vampires that are all like the
Yeah.
Bela Lugosi Dracula is obviously classic, but
Yes.
I'm like that's he's too sexy.
No, you need that guy.
I want this guy.
Plus, I believe that he's been around for like 3,000 years.
Yeah, you're gonna see some. You're gonna.
Plus, and they're living off the blood of other people.
Although I will say you're not gonna get a lot of sun damage as
That's
a
true.
vampire,
That's
so the
true.
wrinkles are probably gonna be a lot harder. He's got them. He's got.
But he
he's
does
got,
have a smooth forehead.
He
so,
does.
Yeah.
But he's got smile lines, which means he's living a good life.
Yeah.
Which I like that. He's having. He's not afraid.
You mixed the comedy in. You got the comedy back in.
Nosferatu's not afraid to have a good time.
That's
is
true.
all I'm saying.
Because what's he got to lose at this point?
You're doing 7,000 years. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna have a good time?
Yeah.
You're gonna do something, or else you're gonna be bored the whole time. Just eating peasants all the time?
There you go.
Eating people on a boat? Come on. Come on. You want to play some tetherball or something?
Yeah,
you know, have a
I'm
good
sure.
time. Go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese at night.
That would be a weird thing to say.
Yeah, going to Chuck
It's
E.
like a-
Cheese at night is a really awkward thing to do.
Oh, my friends and I used to do that for.
Wow. Okay.
Birthdays all the time.
That's
are we done?
interesting. No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, head on over to side.show/Nosferatu. That's side.show/Nosferatu. And you can pre-order this print right now. It's available both framed and unframed. It has an automated pencil signature and a seal of authenticity. Again, only 150 of these were made. So you're going to want to pick yours up, you know, like right now, especially because it's Halloween today. So what a perfect time to splurge on an awesome vampire print.
Treat yourself.
Exactly. We have a short video break, and when we come back, we have the Big Daddy and Little Sisters 6-scale figures. You're watching Sides. Yep, that.
Sideshow.
Yep, that's it.
I got
Jeff got it. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. much. They're like my favorite thing. Anyway, we're not here to talk about me. We have the Big Daddy and Little Sister 6-scale figures. These are from the game Bioshock, which is apparently really scary. So I've been told by a lot of people, which is why it's featured on our Halloween episode. This is a 3-0 figure, and it's actually 2 6-scale figures in one that you're getting, because you're getting the Big Daddy and also the Little Sister. So she is a, okay, let's start with Big Daddy. He is a fully posable figure with 35 points of articulation. He has highly detailed and incredible paint application to highlight some of the weathering effects that were in the video game. The arms and legs have fabric material on them down here, right here, the arms and legs. So he does have a detachable drill and exchangeable hands. So he has a relaxed left hand and a fist for a left hand. He does have a light up feature, but the batteries are not included. So the head will light up in yellow, green, and red lights, which is pretty amazing. So that's the Big Daddy figure that you're looking at right here. He's, in case you can't tell the difference, the Big Daddy's the big one, and then the Little Sister is the little girl that he's holding. Thank you. Jeff is like giving me a thumbs up off camera. So Little Sister right here, she's about 5.6 inches tall, and she has a fully fabric and tailored costume. She has also detailed weathering for the paint that's applied to her as well. And she is, again, a fully posable figure. She's awesome. This is such a cool, like, I don't know the video game at all, but I think that this is a really kind of rad piece to look at. It's really creepy. So for a horror video game, I think they did an awesome job. Has anyone in this room played it, by the way? I didn't finish it. Oh, Sam, you liked it? Sam's doing his, like, rock on. So I assume that that's a seal of approval from Sam. So, you guys, thank you. Head on over to side.show/Bioshock to pick yours up now. That's side.show/Bioshock. We have a short video break, and when we come back, we have co-host Jen Muro and the Ghost Rider Blue 6-scale figure. You're watching Sideshow Live. We will be right back. Welcome back to Sideshow Live. We are here with my co-host, Jen Muro, aka Psylocke. Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Oh my god, you look so good.
Thank
I
you.
love it. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Miss Laura.
Oh.
Miss Laura came in.
Miss Laura and Miss Betsy.
And this is my terrible Betsy Brown.
Oh my god, you just stop right now. You look so phenomenally amazing.
Well, thank you,
It's
darling.
awesome.
And I'm turning into Katharine Hepburn for no particular reason.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my god, you just look
we look
so
great.
good.
We look
yeah,
great.
we did like a
This
theme.
rocks.
We planned this.
The two brunettes in existence.
We did the
Other than Kitty Pryde.
two brunettes who are on the X-Men. We just need a Kitty, and then we have the actual brown-haired girl. And
Yes.
that's it. That's true. You should have been Kitty. Fail.
Sorry.
Fail, Jeff. Fail. So Jen, we're going to talk about the Ghost Rider Blue version 6-scale figure.
yay.
So do you read?
Mr. Blaze.
Yeah. Do you read a lot of Ghost Rider?
I do not. Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I have friends who write on that.
Yeah.
So the Robbie Reyes version. I really enjoyed that more recently. But yeah, I didn't. I was more of the X-Men books.
X-Men books.
Comics,
That's
yeah.
fair.
And,
would you ever want to write a Ghost Rider story? 'Cause Jen is a writer, by the way. I don't think I properly introduced Jen.
Yes,
like
like,
Jen
who's
is
this
a writer.
random
Like
chick?
she's a writer. She wrote Forces of Destiny and then
Yes, Star Wars Forces of Destiny, Marvel Spider-Man.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Yes, which is great, and Justice League Action. For DC, so I got to write for Hal. So I got to write for Green Lantern, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I got to write for Wonder Woman, which was magnificent, and Lego DC Superhero Girls. So I got to write everyone in Lego form, which was funny as hell.
That's amazing.
And it was Supergirl and Batgirl, and so all the things.
So all the things.
All the
so
things,
all the
but
things
never
that we love.
Ghost Rider, which would have been fun.
How much fun would it be to write like a Johnny Blaze storyline as well? Like the
It's-
redemption and the because
I
Johnny,
mean,
he's
the
always like,
Mephisto part of that and the mythology of that, because I like ancient mythology a
Yeah.
lot, and I just think there's some cool thing. Like I would love an HBO dark version of something. You know, everyone's like, it's kind of hard to do that, but I think in this day and age, it could be fantastic.
I think we could.
I think we absolutely could.
Especially you're talking like an HBO like a serial show, like
Yes.
if you have like the Game of Thrones
That's
type budget.
That's exactly what I was
yeah,
thinking.
and then you
yes.
can make it a drama about redemption with the Mephisto story.
Yes.
Oh my God, that would be
Yes.
rad. Let's
And
get your name on that
I know,
somehow.
right?
Let's
Seriously,
pitch
yes,
it.
please.
We're gonna pitch it.
Yes. Yes, next week.
Yeah, next
Yes.
week. Perfect. Awesome.
We will workshop.
So what are some of your favorite comic books that you've read like in the past and stuff? You read a lot of X books.
I mean, it's been so long because I've been so busy writing.
Right,
but growing up, I mean, it was 90s X-Men. It was that amazing run, which was fantastic, and so I collected a lot of that and some Batman. So it was really a lot of Batman and X-Men.
That's
was
awesome.
like
This
that
is
was
why
the
we're
biggest.
friends, because that's
I know,
exactly what I
they're
read as a kid too.
Good one. And it was a great time.
I know.
Oh my
what
God.
an epic time to like
Start then.
Yeah, to start then, and then to grow up and to now have things like, oh look, we can collect 6 scale figures of
Yes.
these characters that we read,
And-
or the quarter scale and that amazing Stylock PF that we showed you.
Oh my God! Stop it with that thing. That
Oh my
is
God.
beyond. It is, and in person, like people. You're not even ready. Like, seriously, it is
Amazing.
It is amazing, and like we didn't grow up with this kind of details.
No.
And, it was like we had toys.
We had little
if we were
toys.
lucky that broke in 3 minutes.
Because we
So-
always wanted, like, if we had a Ghost Rider, we would want him like playing and like riding his bike and like whipping the chain and stuff like that.
And
like,
you can't do that here. Well, you can. But
Well, you
that's just
can
criminal.
actually with this. That chain is metal and it's magnetized, so you can
my
you can actually like
gosh.
put the chain differently on him and move it around.
That's
and
what's
stuff.
so amazing about your stuff. I mean, this is leather.
Yeah. Well,
This
it's vegan leather.
It's vegan leather. Well, it's still.
It has
it's
the leather
still,
effect.
It's still rad.
Yes.
It's still awesome.
It's so awesome.
And it like in person, like I make costumes.
Yeah,
so, like,
she made that costume, by the way.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Well,
she
not
just
the
like
boots, but
put it
everything else.
together.
Yeah,
but
3 days. But thank you. But the stitching on here is like really that's phenomenal.
That's our cut and
Good
sew
job.
department right there.
Yeah.
So there you go. This is the Ghost Rider, and this is the classic blue variant. It has a detailed skull portrait with translucent fire effect, the leather-like jacket, and chaps. So these are chaps on top of the jeans, which
gotta
are
love
made from denim.
Chaps on a man.
I
Gotta
know,
love it.
right?
Yep. Got the buttons and everything.
And then,
It's like spats.
and then when you get to like the knee part, there's more stitching detail down here. It's so well
And the
done.
back of
so well
this
done.
jacket is like
Oh yeah,
crazy.
we can turn him around.
Yeah, that
Take a look at the
is-
back.
Yeah. That
Now
is
we're like-
not fooling around.
My favorite part, now that I've turned him around, I can show you his belt buckle that says JB.
Oh my
For Johnny
gosh.
Blaze.
And these are the details. These are the details.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there it is. Fantastic.
And then here, while the shot's there, I can show you guys the belt buckle right there. Whoop, whoop.
A little
Right
dark,
there.
but yeah.
Little dark. You can't really. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a little better.
Yeah. He's
Anyway.
styling.
He is. He's
Yeah.
really awesome. So, like I said, the chain whip is actually made of metal and it is magnetized, so you can kind of pose it against his jacket right there, because the front is also a magnetized front to get that the way that it is. It is shipping for free in the U.S. right now during Spooktacular. So head on over to side.show/classic Ghost Rider. That's side.show/classic Ghost Rider, and you can pick up one of these, and it ships for free in the U.S. It actually just went on sale this week as an in-stock item during Spooktacular as like a surprise. We have a classic Ghost Rider.
That was a good surprise.
I know. It's awesome. And then today's surprise was the Court of the Dead variant. So we have so many awesome. Spooktacular is just such an amazing time. And then we get you in your Psylocke costume.
Oh, thank you. You gave me a reason to, not look silly.
Because you were gonna wear this anyway.
I was gonna wear it anyway, but it's less sad when everyone else is awesome.
And then when you came here and we were like, yes,
I'm just a super shiny version.
We're just gonna hang out this all the time. Jen and I are just gonna
You just go to restaurants and
just
be like,
hey.
Yeah, it's not Halloween.
It's not Halloween. We're just the X-Men.
Yes.
So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
We have another short video break, and when we come back, the Virgil 6-scale figure will be here from Devil May Cry. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. Challenger did this really amazing pose on this Virgil figure. You'll see it when you go wide. Yeah? Oh my god, look at that pose. So I was trying to recreate it with my claws. Do you think I did it? Yeah? Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Cool. This is the Virgil 6-scale figure from Asmus Toys. Asmus Collectibles. Asmus. It's from Asmus. And it is from the Devil May Cry video game. Devil May Cry 3 specifically. I didn't know there were 3. I knew that there was 1. Wow, that's how far behind I am on video games. Look at that. But this is so cool looking. I love the likeness and the detail. And he is approximately 29.5 centimeters tall, has 32 points of articulation. He has 6 interchangeable hands. This sword is crazy. Are we looking at the sword? Because this sword is I'm gonna turn him around. I keep getting distracted by it. That's how cool this sword is right here. And the detail of the costume is so awesome. This coat is a posable coat. And man, this sword, dude, I'm just a little bit, wow. So this is a premium leather-like coat, and it has wire inserted into it for posability. So Challenger did the pose on this, and I love watching Challenger pose things because he's really good at it. So he did do the motion of the coat as he's throwing back his sword. So take a look at that. He also has a neckerchief, an undervest, pants, and boots to complete his costume. So I guess the sword has a name. Is Yamato? That's the name of the sword, as far as I understand it, because that's what it said on our website when I read that. Yamato. Thank you, Sam. See, Sam's our video game guy. Sam, do you play this game?
I'm playing the newest one when it comes out.
Oh, okay. What's the newest? Is the newest one 4?
5.
5. Wow. So I didn't know there were 3. Turns out that 5 is coming out. Good job, me. But just in general, if you're gonna get a collectible and you're a fan of this is an amazing 6-scale figure. The posability of it is phenomenal. The hair, the portrait, like the coat alone and the sword are just, it's so detailed. Asmus does such a good job in the details of their figures. I'm always impressed with all of their products whenever they come through. Now this guy is low stock right now, so you're gonna have to pick him up soon if you're gonna wanna pick him up, because low stock usually means less than 20 remain-ish. So side.show/Virgil, side.show/Virgil is where you're gonna go and pick up this guy. He's so cool, like really cool. Just like I said, like that coat alone is just crazy. So let's turn him a little bit so you can see this crazy awesome portrait. Look at that. Wow, and also good job on the pose, Challenger. It's rocking. So we have another short video break, and when we come back, we have the Magneto maquette with all the X-Men talking, plus a Q&A. So if you guys have questions for Jen and Jeff, please send them through. I have the iPad where I can ask them all the questions. So you guys are watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back.
There's just a massive playing field of characters, and you get all these great stories amongst them.
The X-Men are, in my opinion, the underdogs of the Marvel Universe. Mutants in the Marvel Universe are hated, and they are still fighting for humanity. It's people who are fighting for people who hate them, which is a great twist to the superhero.
They're such misfits. They're good, and they want to be good, but they're not understood.
They all had issues with each other that were very real and relatable. They were just like a big family.
Bringing these characters to life, that when we look at them or see them or read a comic book or see a movie, it brings joy, you know? These are superheroes.
Wolverine, you know, he's been around for a long time. He was first shown off in a Hulk comic of him, like, fighting the Hulk. Our first, like, viewpoint of this is like, this is fighting the Hulk?
This guy pops knives out of his arms, and that's his power.
Sheep, and just being able to kick ass.
As fans, you of course want to bring your own input to the character. That's only natural. You want to expand on it, but you also have a responsibility to stay true to what made him popular in the first place.
90s comic book characters are very based in spandex, and we want to stay true to that feel, but give it a little bit more of that dimension, texture, without making it so far gone it's no longer the character.
If you took that comic book panel from 1979 or whatever it is, and you translate it to a quarter scale statue, there's so much empty space. And so we sort of feel like we have a little bit of license to fill in that gap.
So sculpted on this project, we had Raphael Grizzetti, Marco Plouffe, Martin Canal, and Aaron McNutt. Everything they did was amazing, and working with them was a great pleasure.
Painting that thing was so much fun, you know, with kind of still a comic book approach with the colors, having a clean look, but at the same time, having a realistic touch to it.
At the end of the day, we always work with what's going to be best for the statue and have that wow factor that we want every piece to have. If you started the story reading about Magneto first, and then you met the X-Men after, you would be on Magneto's side.
Oh man, like I like this guy, but he's the bad guy. But there's so much that I can relate to. There's so much that I, approve of or agree with.
The X-Men 90s cartoon was a huge kind of like, that's the X-Men for me. We try to look at what the classic costume was and try to break it down and make a little bit more sense in terms of its functionality without totally taking away from the comic book kind of fantasy of the piece as well.
We wanted it to be easily recognizable as Magneto from a distance, but as you got closer, some of the details were richer, more elaborate.
Collaborating together, whether it be the sculptors, the painters, the design team, when we come together and we start talking about it, we go off each other, we feed off each other.
We had the opportunity to kind of mix more current costuming ideas, like integrating different materials into the suit, how it's sculpted, how it's considered, how it's thought about and broken down, and the seam work, which keep it very cool when you get up on it, but like when you're looking at it, it's very much reminiscent of classic Magneto. Let's look at the comic books, let's even look at the animated stuff, and let's make something that is a truly moving, dramatic piece. As adults, we're all bringing that passion, not only to pay homage to what it meant to us as children, but we also had the ability to inject some different life into it.
It's a badass Magneto statue that I'm super proud of.
A lot of time and effort and love has been put into these from day one.
We always look at these pieces and we put our heart and soul into it.
There's a lot of iconic X-Men territory to cover.
Fans can expect more. There's gonna be a X-Wave coming at you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Live. We're here with Magneto and Jen and Jeff.
Yay!
Yay! So we have like 4 X-Men here, 4 mutants.
Yeah.
Though none of us really care for that guy.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
He's a little livelier than I am.
It depends on what his motives are
Yeah.
at any given moment.
A lot of twists and turns.
Lots of twists and
They
turns.
throw a lot of trust at him all the time.
They do.
Fool me once.
But yep.
Fool me 9 or
Shame
more
on-
times.
I know. I was gonna
Shame
say
on
he
us.
does
Yes.
fool
Yeah.
you in particular quite a bit.
lot, yeah. It's,
Fool me every anniversary issue. Shame on me.
Yes, that's true. Though, Jeff, you did with your costume prepare for being on camera with Magneto, as there is a very specific Magneto reference in your costume.
The costume that I'm going for is from the Wolverine 75 after X-Men 25. So after Magneto pulls the adamantium from the bones, and Wolverine's like, hey, my life is pretty weird garbage now. And so I went with that because, like, comedian, pretty weird garbage life. Like, they're pretty standard. But I did, so that's why I have, like, the bandages and and everything.
My favorite was that Jeff explained this costume to me in the lobby when I went to pick him up, and I was like, Jeff, who are you talking to? Yeah. It was cool.
Some people would just be like, you could have just said Wolverine, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was just like, no, I understand.
Yeah, I did.
I get it.
I
We're
did.
like, we're in a. We're simpatico
It's
right
us.
there.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll do a lot of costumes where I'm like, it's from this cover of Amazing Spider-Man, and they're like, just say Spider-Man, dude.
But
we like
the
the
thing is, I was gonna
details.
say we
Yeah.
we don't
need
like that.
it,
We
but
don't need
it's-
it, but we like
it's
it.
yes.
Yeah,
That's fair.
we
We
like
appreciate
that you're
the
a
effort.
specific issue of a specific storyline.
There's
Like,
a hologram cover, everyone.
Yeah.
A hologram on the cover.
I know.
Yes, there is. I have that in my
So we have an awful lot of questions coming in. Most of them about Forces of Destiny, to be honest.
fantastic.
So we're going to ask a few of those, but then we are going to come back to talking about X-Men.
Yes, because he matches my outfit.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
this blue.
Oh, his blue and his purple,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
pretty
you're very shiny
Yes,
and
and
blue.
if I had my sword, it would match
That's true.
perfectly.
That's
too.
true. So, Jen, which was your favorite Forces of Destiny story to write?
Oh.
It's like choosing.
Honestly, when I first wrote the first episode, it was very different because I couldn't talk about the other ones that were coming.
Right.
So, at first it was called Leia and her dress, but then I got to write for Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back on Dagobah. So, yeah, there's...
Just like nerd dreams coming
That is
true
nerd
all over
dreams
the
come
place.
true, yeah, so
and
there's- yeah.
I remember you posting that picture with Mark Hamill when you could finally talk about
Yes.
it. And I was like, Jen!
I lost my stuff that day.
I would just cry. Did you cry? I would have just cried.
I was too stunned, I think, and that was probably helped me not lose all my stuff. And he smelled really great. He has a lovely cologne.
Good.
Yes, and he usually points when he takes pictures, but he went in for a hug. I'm like, oh, this is happening. This is
like,
a thing.
I'm hugging Luke Skywalker.
This
or this
is
is like,
amazing.
let's just go with this. This sounds.
And-
This is wonderful. Let's
and
keep
as you
doing
know,
this.
he's the biggest comic book nerd.
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. So it's
awesome.
fantastic.
Oh,
It was
so
great.
cool.
So yes, that was the episode.
And then, what other characters would you like to see join the Forces of Destiny?
Oh, Iden Versio would be great because my friend Gina Gavankar plays her, so that would be great. That's probably up there.
Yeah.
About Afra.
I don't know. I know we've talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Afra's
Afra's a good one.
What a fun character.
I know.
And what a unique way to make the comics stand out. Too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Both
Absolutely.
of them. And you had mentioned someone else. I forget who. It was.
Mostly IG-88.
Well, yes.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Which
Give me my bounty hunters.
Yes.
Get me a
I got
Zuckuss
him
and
in
Forlom
there.
buddy cop movie. How about that?
I got him in there. I got him in there.
You did.
I did with Leia and Sabine.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
That was a good episode.
Yep.
There you go.
That was actually the first thing I ever learned about you, Jeff, was the whole IG-88 thing.
I'm a big IG-88 fan.
Yeah.
It's such a fun character.
You're like, so you work for Sideshow, IG-88. And I was like, yep, that's usually the first thing people say to me.
Yeah, that's to be fair. I bring that up to everyone when I meet them.
That's true.
I'm like, hi, how you doing? Jeff May, nice to meet you. What's your opinion on IG-88? Are we pro or con?
I mean, that makes sense.
I usually mine is it Bosch or Bush? That's always the thing, and I'm like,
I always say Bosch.
It's Bush.
We kind of
I say Bush.
I think in the room we said
Bush.
But now I'm thinking like that sounds
Or
too
it'd be
much.
Bausch.
That's like too much of like
The cop show.
or the appliance.
Oh,
like your dishwasher.
So it's BOUSSH.
Yes,
so
yes.
I always thought of it as Bush.
No,
The thing is,
know
as
exactly
I
what you're
know
saying.
that I always have said Bosch, but Bush makes sense to me.
And also Bosk.
There is Bosch.
There's Bosk, and so I don't know if you'd want to keep too many.
Different.
That would be like having someone named Ham, and you're like, well, we have a Han, so maybe we should just kind of make them easier to be different. Also, they never say her name.
Right.
That's such an expanded thing to talk about too.
Anyway.
When they're like, they never even say the name in the movie.
No, that's true.
So
That is
Sculpt
true.
Geek wants to know who would win in a battle of Jenga, Psylocke or Wolverine?
Jenga.
Yeah, if you guys are playing Jenga.
I'd say I would.
I would say I would.
Well, you're just clumsy, and like if those come out.
And what if you
you're
get
like,
upset?
Yes, not ninja trained Wolverine. I mean,
But Quantum is so terrible.
I mean, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that Wolverine has a lot of experience. He's got that healing factor, so any nerves are going to just get kind of thrown out pretty quick.
But like you don't need to live long to play Jenga. I'm just saying, you don't need accelerated
Like,
healing.
I get that your character has ninja training. I'm just saying mine has more.
Okay. Well, Jenga. I don't know, man.
What
do you think?
I honestly think Psylocke.
Is somebody?
I've got tinier fingers.
That's exactly.
Well, I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is play Jenga.
I don't think that's the actual line.
No,
That sounds like a lie.
That's
That
copywritten
sounds
by
like
Marvel. I'm pretty
it
sure.
is?
Yeah, we have to pay them for that.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
well, then I hope that's coming out of your pocket because we have no budget for this show. Anyway, wow. Jen, are you usually comfortable in your own knowledge, or do you have to research and fact-check things when you write them? I feel like it's a combination.
I think it depends on what it is. I mean, I'm a huge fan of this
Yeah.
anyway. It just depends. Like Star Trek, I would know a lot off the top of my head, especially TNG, or The Simpsons. I would know off the top of my head, and Star Wars too as well. Especially if it's original trilogy. The later stuff, I would definitely have to do more of.
I think research in general is something that you have to do just to triple check.
And the thing is, I mean,
when you're ready for an IP, you have to.
Right.
Of
And
course.
I always lean on research because I'm over 30 and I don't remember things as well as I used to remember
I can
them.
attest to that. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So I'm sometimes I'm like, do I remember this storyline correctly?
Yes.
And then, yeah.
Absolutely. And of course you have people to help you with that
Exactly.
as well. And because, Lucasfilm is not going to let you screw up. Marvel is not going to let you screw up in DC. Well, maybe. I don't know. No, they're great. And, but, and sometimes you have to be careful to not look at stuff online, especially if you have access to the real people.
Right.
Because they're like, I think I was with Dave Filoni and I said something and he's like, don't listen to everything don't look at everything you read online, Jen,
Yeah.
So I was
Wow.
like, yeah, you're right. So it was always good to have that.
He should call everybody's parents on Facebook and tell them that too.
Yeah.
Like, please don't believe everything you read.
Right. That actually would save a lot of arguments. Yes.
This is a good one. So Greg wants to know, if we were a mutant team, who would we want as our fourth mutant?
Ooh.
I'm going to say Kitty Pryde just because she's the only other brunette. But
That's
just
true.
me.
We keep going with Kitty Pryde because of the brunette thing.
We've got telekinesis.
So we have
we kind of double up on powers.
Yeah.
though.
So what
Psychic,
we would
yeah.
need, we would
You
need.
guys
I
do.
would say you'd probably want someone like Nightcrawler.
I was just gonna say Nightcrawler.
Oh my
I was
God.
really
I was just gonna say
Nightcrawler.
8 o'clock? Oh.
Oh,
That's a
Sorry.
That's a different thing.
yeah, that's so
Something totally
different.
I mean, you need. You have your telepath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have, and also, but we're like an X-Force team.
That's true.
So
We are
the other
very-
aspect of that is, would we be an infiltration team?
It depends what we're doing.
It's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
We definitely have
I feel like
weapons.
we
We're
would.
set with weapons.
Infiltration team makes the most sense if you're starting out with the three of us as well.
And that's Nightcrawler, as long
Yeah.
as we can get rid of that brimstone smell.
That's true.
When he does when he
Yeah.
bamps us
Bam.
into where we need
Bam.
to
We
go.
just wear air fresheners. It's
That's
fine.
true.
Yeah.
You should pick like a random weird mutant.
Febreze. Maggot.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
pick Mr. Brownstone, the guy that Kevin Smith created for that Black Cat series that
Yeah.
can just transport heroin into people.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have this guy.
Definitely have that guy.
Why not have that guy on the team? That
Still
creep.
transporting. Still
Yeah, that's
transporting.
true.
Yeah. That's
Barb wants to know, who is your X-Men boyfriend, Jen?
Who's my X-Men boyfriend? You mean in
Like when you read X-Men, like your comic book boyfriend. Like, cause I
I
always
mean,
make
I mean Archangel, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
I always make a joke on the show that Doctor Strange is my comic book boyfriend, and then Gambit's my X-Men boyfriend.
Ooh.
I know.
you mean Jen, or are we doing
Jen.
Cylon?
Jen.
Oh.
We're talking about Jen. Cause like,
Which X-Men?
Yeah, who's your X-Men boyfriend? No, like Gambit's.
I can't say Wolverine because like that's just
Awkward.
Yeah,
That's just
I'm
awkward.
like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah. So yeah.
You could.
I mean, it's. I mean,
Yeah, Gambit.
Yeah. And
That accent wouldn't get you down after a while? That tit-cutting accent? You'd be like, what? I can't understand
Are
anything
you
you're
just
saying.
upset that we didn't pick Wolverine?
Mostly.
Okay.
it's mostly Wolverine and Gambit. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean-
I don't. Does anyone ever pick?
I don't know. Sometimes, like, I think
It's like Cyclops.
I was gonna say
Or
who picks
no one
Cyclops?
ever picks
No one
Cyclops,
ever
but
picks
like,
Cyclops.
I think Beast would be cool to date. Beast would
Oh,
be
we'd have a
really
lot
nice.
to talk
yeah,
about. I think
Beast would
that'd
be
be
really
fantastic.
interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You just have like endless conversations. He'd be really great taking you to dinner.
Yes.
You'd have to get over the blue and the
Does,
fur.
but doesn't lose his cool most of the time until
Most
he
of the time.
does, and then you know.
and then
So,
it's okay. But
yeah.
now I'm gonna flip it.
Yeah.
Comic book or X-Men girlfriend.
My X-Men girl. That's
Jeff's.
My X-Men girl. I mean, that's tough because it's like, which redhead? There's like 1,000 of them on the X-Men.
That's true.
That's true.
I might. It's funny because I always get skewed by my favorite storyline, so I'm like, maybe Edie Sawyer from Ecstatics, and then I'm like, no, that's not weird. She's a weird addict. I don't know. That would be hard. I like the White Queen, but she seems like she'd be emotionally withholding.
Well, I love that storyline when she's like in Cyclops' head and he's thinking about Jean, and then she like makes herself look like Jean.
Oh,
and, and then is like, is this what you'd rather have me look like? Like she's like emotionally manipulative.
Yeah, but she would be withholding. I feel like she
yeah.
wouldn't tell you how she feels, and I'd be like, I need that. I need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think everybody loves Jean, right?
Jean's
Well,
pretty
there's
great.
also, you know,
You get
Emma
There's also a
Emma
ton of
Frost, there's Emma
others.
Frost, she's
Yeah.
blonde, that's close.
It's a weird choice to have to make that I've
Well, there was
had to
two.
think. I've only
You
had.
said there was
Well,
two.
I also because I go larger scale too because I do comic book boyfriend in general sometimes, and then that's Doctor Strange. But then when
Yes.
you narrow it down to the X-Men,
Got it,
He's
okay.
obviously not a member,
Right.
so Gambit.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Yeah, but comic book boyfriend, comic
Oh
book girlfriend.
my gosh,
I mean,
that's so broad.
It is.
I
mean, Bruce Wayne.
why? Oh,
Oh, because of all the awesome.
Yeah.
You get everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blancmange of perfection. Yes.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Although he seems like he wouldn't have a lot of time for you.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll hang out with Alfred. We'll cook. It'll be great.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll hang out at the mansion. It'll be fine.
Cool.
Clean the Batcave.
X-Men girlfriend.
Yes.
Or my comic book girl.
comic book girlfriend.
I feel like I would really want to be around Jessica Jones. I was a huge Alias fan when it came out.
That makes sense to me.
I have a page.
Of course you do.
Of her giving birth in Doctor Strange's.
Yeah, she gave birth in
From-
the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah, I have that page. I own by Michael Gaydos.
Oh my God! Can you please tell my colleague Kitty about that because she's like obsessed.
Is she here?
Yeah.
She's here somewhere.
But there's also these two pieces of art that have always stuck with me. I always had a crush on Shadowcat's Marvel Series 1 card by Arthur Adams. He drew it so perfectly.
You are getting so specific.
Deep
It
cuts.
was like a kid crush. I like.
Right.
And then there's a Joe Jesco domino painting that is just
I know which
where
one
she's
you're
got the
talking
gun
about.
over her.
Yep.
And that one I was
know
just,
that one. That one's amazing.
That one woke me up
Yeah.
when I was young.
All right. So for this Magneto maquette, really quickly, I just wanted to talk about how he is a mixed media statue. So he's sculpted in lots of different places with lots of different materials. He has this amazing posable fabric cape, and he's standing on a crushed sentinel head and is meant to go with the other members of our X-Men collection, who are all fighting together, because actually Wolverine and Magneto are on the same side in our collection, because he's standing on that crushed sentinel hand, X-23 is on the other hand, and then Magneto's on the head. So they're all fighting together. And if you want to go to side.show/magnetism, that's side.show/magnetism, you can pre-order. We have a final question, and that's favorite Magneto moment. Go.
25. Issue 25.
Issue 25.
Yes. It's the.
I was like, for those of you who might not know.
Honestly, it's the most memorable. I don't know if it's my favorite, and that's obviously, which he had mentioned before.
Yeah.
Wolverine, adamantium, not in his body anymore.
Yeah.
And then also Xavier being like, okay, that was the joke.
Yeah.
Like, fool me once. It's like he's like done. He's like, okay, I'm taking a break.
Yep.
So that was very memorable and really cool.
It's funny because it's an interesting part of canon that my favorite Magneto moment is, and that's X-Men Omega from the Age of Apocalypse, where the Age of Apocalypse run was so interesting and so different and such a bold decision to like pause your comics and do a whole weird thing. And there's a scene where everything's falling apart, everybody's getting, like the whole thing is falling, it's the big moment, and then Magneto literally tears Apocalypse in half. And he like brings his Rocky moment. It's everything that had been built up there. He's lost everything, he's leading the resistance, he's preventing the end of the entire world. It's all falling apart, and the last thing that he does is tear the most powerful being in their universe, like their evil god, and he's just like, you know what, you're done, and then he tears them apart. And it's a bummer that I didn't have a more like Marvel 616 Magneto moment, but I can't get over how that made me feel reading it, and the drawing, and I think it was Chris Bacallo doing it or something, and just like watching it split. It was so good.
It's similar to the drawing. Yeah, it's the same thing. It was like, it
when
was
you see
awful. And it was like Gene was like, oh my god, oh my lord, he's like, is he still breathing? And they're all, it was just.
It's just amazing the power that Magneto displays every time you see him.
Yes.
And that to me is what makes him stand out. Now, this is a production sample of Magneto that you're seeing right now. So this is what you're going to be getting if you have pre-ordered him. So again, head on over to side.show/magnetism, side.show/magnetism, and get this guy right now before he starts shipping. We have one more short video break for you, and then we have a surprise, a Halloween surprise. Woo! You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back.
Surprises.
How do you take something that's so iconic, and how do you improve upon it? The movie Alien is what drove me to get into this business. It's amazing to me that I got an opportunity to work on Aliens and to have a hand in creating this whole franchise.
Truly a movie that was frightening, something that nobody had seen before. Giger's design, it was actually scary as hell.
When you think of things that are out there in the dark, that's kind of on the top list of 5 things you do not want to encounter. It never seems to go well for those who do.
From the first movie, one of the things that, as a viewer, that you got was a lot of questions.
There's always been some gaps in the storyline. I think a lot of fans would love to see what could be.
The next question, perhaps, would be, if there is a queen, probably there is a king.
There's something very free about just taking the ideas that we love about Alien and aliens and this whole mythos and just being able to run with it.
Early on, we had a very interesting design that had a number of challenges to it, but was really aimed at, can we create something that feels like it has a complement to the Queen design?
There are some elements that had been already established, and you have to respect that.
Amilcar can conjure some incredible surface texturing while also keeping a really great sense of what overall form does.
It was wonderful for my artist to see, what he did, because his foundation was fantastic.
Some of the structure on the carapace on the head is a little bit more spiny, a little bit more rigid. It looks a little bit more dangerous. The claws, and a little bit heavier, a little bit more armored, whereas the Queen is in design, it's very feminine. If you look at the legs and you look at the feet that were in the Queen design, it almost looks like she's wearing high heels.
It was the idea that we were playing with as a team and say, hey, what if we create a lot of aliens alongside the king so we can establish more or less the measure?
They're scrambling out of their holes, they're trying to move forward. There's a relentless energy of ants or termites crawling over each other to get to you. So from day one, we were invested in trying to, come up with something new.
Usually you can tell something about the magic of the piece in the translation from when you're looking at the concept art and how charmed you were by that, and how now in the 3D realm of things it starts to add its final kind of statements to the piece.
Legacy is legacy. I mean, they're an extension of Stan Winston's studio. They did the aliens from the second movie. They did the Queen. Because we have such a strong relationship, because we've done product with them before, it was a no-brainer to go to them and kind of, solidified what we were trying to do.
I think this piece embodies the aspects of this alien world. If you're a collector and a fan, I think this will fit right in there. And hopefully maybe it even sparks some thought for a new character for a film.
Hey everyone! We have two final surprises for you. One is that I didn't get to give away my Spooktacular prize yet. So, for those of you who are watching in YouTube and Facebook and in the Facebook group, you have a chance to win this amazing Aspen PF right now. Just my trivia question is, what people is Aspen a part of? What people in her universe is Aspen a part of? So, you have 1 minute to answer that question. All correct answers will be entered to win. One random correct answer will win this Aspen from me. This is the Aspen premium format figure. You guys, thank you so much for being on. Look at how awesome she looks. She looks so good. Oh my God. And then Jeff, you look pretty good too.
I'm here too.
Yeah, and Jeff is also here.
Hey, I'm here.
So you guys, right now, we know how awesome you guys have been all of Spooktacular. We want to show you how much fun it is to work here at Sideshow, how much fun we have for everything that we do, including Halloween. So right now, to end the show, happy Spooktacular, happy Halloween. We have most people out here who are going to parade through. These are all Sideshow staff members who came in costume today. We just wanted to show you guys how cool it is to work here, and we love you all so much. Thank you for playing Spooktacular all week. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show. Woo! Awesome.